So in this diagram, we are required to find the value of angle A. This is our angle A, and angle O1. This is angle O1, B1, B2, D1, and also angle D2. So in order for us to find the angles that we are required to find, we first have to pay attention to the information which is given, and that is angle C is equal to 110 degrees. And remember that if we have got a cycle, and inside that cycle we have got a quad, something like this, we know that if we add the opposite angles, the total that we are supposed to get is 180 degrees. So if we're going to consider the diagram that we have got this quad, which is a cyclic quad within the cycle. Let's say AB, cycle quad C, D. And we are given this side. So for us to find the opposite side, we can therefore say that angle A added to angle C should give us 180 degrees. And the reason being, sum of opposite sides of a cyclic quad. A is not given, so we're going to write it as is, and then plus 110, which is C, degrees, is equal to 180 degrees. So therefore A, we're going to take 110 to the right hand side of the equal sign, so it is going to be negative 110, so it is going to be A is equals to 180 degrees minus 110 degrees. So our A is therefore going to be equal to 180 minus 110 is going to be 70 degrees. So we have established the fact that angle A is equal to 70 degrees. So the next question that we can ask ourselves is that with the angle that we have calculated, which is angle A, what other information can we get from that angle? And if you pay attention to the diagram again, we have got triangle A, B, D, this triangle, and we also have got the triangle O, B, D, this triangle. And if you look at these two triangles, you'll realize that they have got the same base. The base that I'm talking about is this quad BD. And if they have got the same base, it means that the angle that we are going to find at the center, this O1, is twice or double the angle that we are going to find at the circumference, which is angle 70 degrees or angle A. And therefore we're going to come and say angle O1, which is this one, is double the size of angle A. Angle at the center is double the angle at circumference. So therefore our angle O1 will be equal to 2, and then we have established the fact that A is equal to 70 degrees. So our angle O1 will be equal to 140 degrees. So the next step that you want to do is with the information or the angles that we have calculated, which is angle O1, what other information can we get? Now if you pay attention to the triangle OBD, this triangle, you realize that it is made out of a radius OB and also a radius OD. That means that this line is equal to this line. So if these lines are equal, then the triangle that we're working with is an isosceles triangle. Let me just try to draw it right here. So we have established that this line and these lines are equal. Let us say this one is OBD to represent this triangle that we're working with. So that means that the angles that are located opposite to the lines that are equal, they are also equal. So the angle that is located opposite to this one is this one. The angle that is located opposite to this one is this one. So that means that B1, this angle, and also D1 are equal. And we also know that if we add 140 degrees plus B1 plus D1, we are going to get 180 degrees because it is the sum of angles within a triangle. So we're going to say angle O1 plus B1 plus D1 is equal to 180 degrees, and then the reason is sum of angles within or in a triangle. But we have already established that O1 is equal to 140 degrees. So instead of O1, we are going to say 140 degrees. And we have already established that these two are equal. So if we're going to have to say plus B1 plus D1, we are going to have two variables in the same equation. And if we have got two variables in the same equation, it is not possible for us to find the actual value of or each of those variables. For an example, if I'm going to say x plus y is equal to 20, it is not possible for me to find the actual value of y or x or the actual value of y. But if I am told that x and y are equal, I can therefore say 2x is equal to 20, so that I can just say 2 divided by 2 is equal to 20 divided by 2 is equal to 10. So my x is equals to 10, and also because they are equal, y will also be equal to 10. So in this case, I'm just going to take one of these variable and double that variable so that it represents either of these variables that are missing. So this is going to be plus 2b1 is equal to 180 degrees. So it doesn't matter which variable I go with or I choose to double. So I could, instead of 2b1, I could have said 2d1 because these two are equal. So the next step will therefore say 2b1 is equal to I'm going to take this 140 and to the right hand side, so it's going to be minus. So this is going to be 180 degrees minus 140 degrees. So the value of 2b1 will be equal to 180 minus 40 is going to give us 40, but we are looking for the value of b1. So this divide by 2, this divide by 2, so this cancels this. So our b will be equal to 40 divided by 2. This is going to be 20 degrees. So b1, this one is equal to 20 degrees. And because it is equivalent or equal to d1, also d1 is going to be 20 degrees. So another thing that you will notice in this diagram is that we've got these symbols or marks which represents that this line OB is parallel to DC. So if these two lines are parallel, it means that this angle right here, which is B1 originally, is equal to this one. So we're going to say B1 is equal to angle D2, and the reason being alternate angles, because BD or OB is parallel to DC, and therefore we're going to say angle D2 is equal to 20 degrees, since we have established the fact that B1 is equal to 20 degrees. So this is going to be 20 degrees. Let me just put 0 here so that it becomes 20. And then we know that if we add if we pay attention to this triangle here, well, let me just draw it inside this triangle inside here, so which is triangle BCD. We know that the angle C, if we add it to D1, if we add it to D2, add it to B2, we are going to get 180 degrees. The reason being sum of angles in a triangle. So C, we are given that it is 110 degrees, plus D2 is 20 degrees, plus B2, which we don't know, is equal to 180 degrees. So 110 plus 20 is going to give us 130 degrees, plus B2 equals to 180 degrees. Let me just continue writing from this point. So 130 degrees plus B2 is equal to 180 degrees. So we're going to take this to the right hand side of the equal sign, so it's going to carry negative sign. So B2 is equal to 180 degrees minus 130 degrees. So our B2 will be 180 minus 130 is going to give us 50 degrees. So that is how you find this angle, which is B2, and we are told that it is, or we have calculated the value of it, which is 50 degrees. So we have answered the question of finding the value of A, O1, B1 and B2, D1 and D2. Thanks for watching.